Hello and welcome to round two of the Mazda MX-5 Roadster Championship, coming from the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by upshiftstore.co.uk and digitalmotorsports.com. This week we're at the Goodwood Motor Circuit down there in the south of England. So we've got two 30-minute races for you, race one coming up for you shortly. Should be a cracker around here in these little cars, so let's get to the grid. So Wadru in pole position, we've got TCC in second, Thomas third, Too Fast Furious in fourth, Paul in fifth, Prime Machine sixth, Chuck in seventh, Jerry Smiles in eighth, Unforgiven ninth, Rodders in 10th, and Molson in 11th. We've got all racing super softs for this first race, no stops, all the way through, 30 minutes. Let's do this. So the headlights are on, the red lights are on, the revs are up, and we should be off. And Paul already a bit of a jump start from Paul there. And actually didn't gain anything. If anything, he's losing spots, so he goes back down to 6th, I think. So that didn't do anything, that jump start. So TC7 look on Thomas there with Too Fast Furious not close. Prime Machine gets himself out in the dirt and dust, and so does Too Fast Furious a little bit there, but Prime Machine back on. So he drops down to about 10th. With Molson behind him, so Thomas then trying to chase down Wadru with Too Fast Furious closely behind. Then we've got TCC and Paul battling it out for 4th and 5th. Paul having a look around the outside, but he's not going to go around the outside there. And Jerry having a look up the inside of Chuck. What a great move from Jerry. Gets there, does he? Does he stay on the track? He does. That's a good move around the outside there from Jerry in that Fife's banana livery car. Very nice too. And Chuck closely behind. In the, I suppose you call it the selection box really, of chocolate there. Another great livery on there, with Rodders and the Cornetto, and another great livery, Unforgiven, with the Galaxy and Dr. Pepper one, so some great liveries out here, look at that. So they come through this tricky last section, through this chicane, and Molson goes off. Prime Machine goes past him, and a bit of a ghost there from Molson, but gets back on, and yeah, so he drops in behind Prime Machine at the back there, after his little off there. So back up top, Wadru, still leading them out with Thomas not too far behind, trying his best to chase Wadru. So already you can see what a kind of race this is going to be. 30 minutes of this action, it's looking good already. So Thomas slowly closing in on Wadru all the time. So head through this left-hander. Easy to go wide there. The track sort of takes you out there, and you've got to be very careful. Just drop it down a gear, maybe two if you'd like. But Thomas then really on the back of Wadru as they come through this last section again. As I say, it's quite a short track, but it is a fast track. And Thomas, look at him now, right up behind him. Wadru gets through there nice and clean, with Paul actually who's got himself up to 3rd. So Paul's made his way through there as they come through the chicane. Very easy to go off there. Through their clean note, with TCC behind him. Then Jerry in 5th, Chuck 6th, Rodders in 7th. So Wadru has actually got through, pulled away again, so he's got through now. Well, actually, he was in the lead anyway, wasn't he, actually? I thought Thomas had got through, but he hasn't. So Wadru just increasing that gap a bit. Well, just as I say that, Thomas looks like he's found a bit of speed from somewhere, because it's back on him. So did Wadru miss a gear there or something? Because he seemed to be right on him very quickly. Or maybe Thomas knocked it down a couple of gears, and I don't know, but he's there. So we'll stick with this as they head up to this last section again, because Thomas is right on him now. Thomas will definitely have a look at the end of this section, and he's up the inside, so he's going to be on the inside now for the right-hander, which is where you want to be. Now who's going to be latest to braking? Wadru going around the outside, is he? Oh, he goes a bit wide, gets himself out in the dirty stuff, and he does lose that place. So Thomas up into the lead then as they go through the chicane. So Thomas, can he now pull out a bit of advantage out front? It looks like he is already, to be fair. I don't know whether that was just a mistake by Wadru and he's just trying to get back up to speed or not, but Thomas seems to be pulling away already. Wadru sticking with him though. Then there was a small gap back, and TCC's got back past Paul. So did Paul make a mistake somewhere? He must have. So TCC third, Paul fourth, Jerry still in fifth, trying to chase those two down. And a little battle here between Chuck and Too Fast. So Too Fast after he's off at the beginning, slowly getting back into it. It's up to sixth place now then. Off Chuck as they go on the dirt a little bit. And then we've got Rodders in eighth, sorry. Then there's quite a big gap back to Prime Machine, who just goes off as I go to him. So doing a bit of grass cutting now. So down to 10th. Molson goes up to 9th. Unforgiven at the back in 11th. So Unforgiven must have had an off somewhere. So it's unlike him to be back there. So it's obviously had some drama. Maybe it was chicane. I'm not sure. I missed it. But he's hunting down Prime in 10th. So back up top then. See if the battle's any closer. Well, it's about the same really. Wadru has. He is a bit closer, but still Thomas there out in front with Wadru second. TCC third, Paul fourth still. Jerry fifth. So around this right hander here, just a little. Now drop it down the gear to go around this left hander. Maybe a little dab of the brake. And Thomas, does he go out? It does go a little bit wide, but nearly. Could have been a lot worse, but controlled that well. Did get his front wheel on the grass there, but managed to hold it. So still there out in first then is Thomas. Wadru second. TCC looks to be closing him down actually, and he's bringing Paul with him. So TCC now. It does look like he's closing in on the front two. Just stick with this and see, because Wadru's right on the back of Thomas as well now. So going through the chicane, still as they were. TCC is definitely catching up, and he's bringing Paul with him. So we're going to have a 4-car battle here in a minute. With Jerry still in fifth, Too Fast for Use in sixth. And these two out in front do look like they got a lot of pace in comparison with the others at the moment. Not just because they're out in front, but they just look as though, looking at them, you can see they just look like they've got a bit more pace when you go to them. Although having said that, TCC doesn't look like he's no slouch, is he? So he's certainly catching up with them. Paul trying his best to hang on in fourth. So let's just see if TCC can get onto a bit of dirt being thrown up in front. So someone was out there on the dirt a little bit. Put him off too much though. Maybe it was Wadru pushing, because Wadru is right up behind Thomas now. So now maybe Wadru's going to return the favour here, see if he can get up the inside of Thomas, although Thomas is defending it. So Thomas on the right hand side. Is Wadru going to go around the outside? Surely not, or is he? Maybe he is. He has. And he does. And what a great move from Wadru. Gets around the outside, takes back the lead then. So Wadru in first. Goes too wide there. He's going to just knock the... and Paul in the background also gets a bit squiggly, but... So yeah, little mistake by Wadru has allowed Thomas back through, but it has allowed TCC to close the gap right in now. So TCC is up there with these three, so these three are now just pulling away a bit from the rest. So there's the battle up top then. Just stick with his battle for the time being, just to see. So when you go flat out like this, very easy to make mistakes. So Thomas though, doing what he defend at the moment, again goes a little bit wide, but I think that might just be the line that he takes. Wadru trying to go around the outside there. Now, I don't think you're going to go around the outside in that one. Well, he's definitely trying. Although I haven't said that, look at TCC, he's going up the inside as he's spotted a little gap. I know they've closed the door a little bit, but he did spot the gap there, so fair play to him. He went for it, but remains in third. So Thomas then, still out in front just by a nose. So Wadru just can't seem to get past him. Thomas that is, and so Thomas still out in front. Goes wide and he loses it, Thomas. And he loses the back end, and he's held it well, but he does lose. 2 spots because TCC goes through as well. So Thomas drops back down to 3rd then. Wadru takes up the lead. TCC, now he fancies it. He's going to have a go at Wadru. He said, you know what, boys? You two have been fighting. I want a piece of this and I'm going to have a bit of it too. So can he get himself up into the lead? Well, he's certainly putting the pressure on Wadru. We'll have a look back in the field shortly. Let's just stay with this little battle though. So Wadru then leads them through. So it certainly is these three that are just pulling away slightly from Paul. From Jerry now, who's gone up into 4th. So Paul's dropped down to 5th. So TCT then in 2nd, Thomas 3rd. So Paul must have made a little error somewhere. Oh no, he's got back past Jerry, so there's a little battle behind these two going on, which I will go to in a second. Just see how these get through the chicane. And then I'll go back to those, just to see. That looks all clean through there, to be fair. Yeah, it's all clean. So Thomas then 3rd. And Thomas, I'll say that, he just made another mistake at the chicane. So that's going to allow Wadru and TCC to go off. So now Thomas is in the clutches of Paul, who's got away from Jerry. So now Paul's attacking Thomas. After his mistake, Paul obviously got a good run through the chicane. Right on the back of Thomas now. So can he pass Thomas, or is he just going to sit behind him? He's going to be having a look, if I'm honest, but not through there, he's not. So Paul, right up behind Thomas. If he can stick with him, he might be able to drag Paul along with him, get himself back onto these front two. Let's head round the the right-hander. No, Thomas just pulling away now, so Paul. Paul. Yeah, he's sticking with him, but Jerry's not far off either. Sorry about that bad camera work there. So Paul then, chasing down Thomas. Let's just see how this goes through here, because he's really putting the pressure on now, is Paul. Is he going to get him through this? Well, he's not going to get him through the chicane, but he's going to be right on him. Is it clean? It is clean, so Thomas got there through there clean that time. The other two up front are just pulling away now. And Paul up level with Thomas. Is he going to go around the outside of him? No. It's tough out there if you get on out there. Again, it's dirty and a lot of rubber out there. You can certainly run off, that's for sure. But so Paul thought about it, but it didn't go for it. So sits right in behind Thomas. Jerry, who fancies a bit of it too. Paul up the inside now. Is he going to do it there? No. Again, not really the place to be passing. Not safely anyway. Oh, and Jerry, what a run he got through there. My goodness. And I think he almost took out Paul, actually. He went through with so much pace. So it's dropped him back a bit because he's had to brake right up there. Otherwise he was going to slam into the back of Paul, but this battle goes on. There's the battle up front still. Wadru and TCC still in the same positions. So Paul looking whatever way he can to try and get past him. Again, has to go around the outside because Thomas is defending that inside, which is allowed to do, of course. Oh, and he goes wide, does he, Thomas? Now Paul's up the inside. I think Paul might have got him. He does. So Paul gets him through the chicane. So Paul up to 3rd then. Nicely and clean through there too from both of them. So Jerry then in 5th. And then we've got Too Fast for You still in 6th. Rodders coming through in 7th. And Chuck, Unforgiven, in 9th. So he's got himself up to 9th. He was at the back, so he's made a couple of places up there, put himself through. We've got Molson, 10th with Prime Machine, who's a long way back actually in 11th, so he's had an issue somewhere. But it'll keep going. Yeah, he's a long, long way back. So back up front then, let's have a look, see what's happening. Haven't looked at these for a little while. So Wadru still there, TCC in 2nd still. Look fairly comfortable up there at the moment for Wadru. As we head into nearly halfway through this race already. Double apex right-hander through there. You can almost go flat out. You just sort of little dab of the brakes and then get it right there, you can actually make up quite a bit of time through those double apexes, but got to get it right. That's the key, obviously. So second for TCC, then Paul in third. And he is, well, Thomas is in fourth still, and I'm not going to say Paul's getting away from Thomas, but he does look like he's getting away from Thomas a bit. But Thomas will be back, I'm sure. So Thomas then in fourth, and then closely followed by Jerry. So Jerry's not that far off this little pack either. There's a yellow flag up there somewhere, I'm not sure what that's for. Someone perhaps has gone off, so no overtaking allowed. Oh, and there he is, Prime Machine is out there on the grass, so in fact I think he's actually letting the guys go past. So that's well done from Prime Machine. Wadru, he is increasing that gap up top. After having all that pressure from Wadru from Thomas in the first few laps, he's now eased off a little bit, the pressure now on his own. Starts to be a little bit more comfortable. I mean, TCC's not that far behind, but he's not really under any sort of pressure, is he, Wadru? And Paul, oh, and who's that has gone off? Thomas went off again, and Thomas not having the best through that chicane today. He's had a few offs there, so that will allow Paul to increase that gap and keep that third place. Or whether he's quite a way off TCC and Wadru, so whether he's actually going to catch up to them, I don't think so. Don't know, but third place it is at the moment for Paul. So Thomas fourth. It's allowed Jerry to edge a little closer. So let's see if Jerry can catch Thomas. Thomas again, kicking up the dust. Too fast for you since sixth, it ain't that far behind either. But there's your third, fourth and fifth places in shots. So Thomas hasn't given up on Paul because he's not that far behind him now. Looks like he's got his mojo back a little bit, Thomas. Cuts the grass a bit there. He might get away with it there actually. I'm not sure if that's a penalty or not. Oh no, it is a penalty. I wasn't too sure actually, and it is. So half a second penalty for Thomas. So that's going to allow Jerry the opportunity to get past. Thomas is going to get rid of it now. And there goes Jerry. So Jerry gets himself up in the fourth. So Thomas drops back down to fifth then. So Jerry through. Now he's going to be hunting down Paul in third. Thomas is not going to let Jerry go, of course, but probably the most, sort of uncharacteristic light errors from Thomas, really. You don't see many of those from him. He's had a few in this race so far. So whether we're just not a fan of the track, can't get the grips with it, I'm not sure. Well, I haven't said that. He is creasing, he's getting closer to Jerry. He wants that fourth place back, does Thomas, and I think Jerry might have made a little error there, and he does, and he's right on him. So Jerry, I think he just got himself out in dirt a bit, and that slowed his progress down. So Thomas round the outside, gets himself there, easy done, yeah. So Jerry's going to have another look up the inside. No, too far back, so Thomas through then. Let's see how clean they are through the chicane. So we look at fourth and fifth going through. Is it better from Thomas? Well, not really, and Jerry followed him through too, so they both go off a bit wide. So, yeah, it's not that clean again. Too fast for use then. Slowly getting closer to Jerry now in fifth. If they keep making mistakes like that with 18 minutes gone of this race, about another 12 minutes left, he'll easily get himself up into the top 5 at least. Too fast for use. And where's Rodders in 7th? That's Prime Machine that is going to be lapping in a minute. And then Chuck in 8th. In the selection box, and then we've got Unforgiven in 9th, Olsen 10th, Prime Machine, as we know, at the back in 11th. Fair play to him, he's keeping going. Back up top. Oh, and his battle he's got a little bit closer, so TCC has actually got a bit closer to Roger, it looks like to me. Yeah, certainly has. So TCC now, he fancies the win. Plenty of time. If he can get himself into the draft of Wadru, if he can get himself close enough, get himself in the slip, got every opportunity. As you say, it's a fast track, so lots of opportunities to get close. Just not very many opportunities to pass. That's the only issue on this track. There's a couple of spots, a couple of places, but that's about it. So still in second then, Paul still in third. We have a lonely race now. Paul is on his own now, so can he bag himself a podium spot in this race one? At the moment, it's looking fairly comfortable. Thomas then, and then these three, so Thomas fourth, Jerry fifth, and Too Fast sixth. Again, all pretty steady there. Rodder's being hounded now by Chuck, so Rodders must have had a bit of an issue. So Chuck now, having a look. Can he get past Rodders, get himself into seventh? He's certainly on him. He's certainly going to have a look. Not there though. Oh, and Rodders goes wide, gets his wheels out there. Controls it well though, goes through the chicane okay with Chuck behind him. So, can Rodders stay in seventh? Can he hold off Chuck to the end? Pretty much flat out through there. Good drive from Chuck through there. Better drive than Rodders is on him. Can he get close? He can. Look at this from Chuck now. Opportunity for Chuck if he can just stay there. There's not many places to pass at this part of the section of the track, but going to have a look possibly down here. This is one of the opportunities, but he's on the wrong side. Rodders covers. No, so now the opportunity at the top here, but it doesn't look like he's close enough at the moment, Chuck, but you could get him up here at the double apex right-handers. But no, he's not close enough. Rodders just appears to have got that gap out a little bit. Again, runs a bit wide, almost the same as before, but hasn't really lost any time. So that's 7th and 8th. Forgiven coming through now in 9th. Molson still in 10th, Prime in 11th. Back up top then, it's battle for the lead. Still Wadru. TCC. I think he had his chance. I'm not sure. He looks like he's going a little bit further back here, so I think he had his chance of a bit earlier on getting close to Wadru, but I think his tyres might have had it by now, maybe. I might be proved wrong with, 9 minutes left of this race, but doesn't look like he's gaining on him much. Oh, and a little error, so that's not going to help at all. So off he goes to TCC. So that's going to slow him down, and Paul also runs off into the dirt too, with Thomas behind him 4th still. So Paul there, chasing down TCC, but yeah, Wadru's cleared off now in 1st. So it looks like these could be the finishing positions at the moment. Certainly it's top 2 anyway, with Wadru and TCC. Paul in 3rd. Still fairly comfortable out there, and bit of a gap back to Thomas. So Thomas 4th, and then an even bigger gap back to Jerry in 5th. Too Fast for Use in 6th. These two still battling out for 7th and 8th, so let's stick with this battle because everything else is quite steady with the other positions. So Chuck really wanting that 7th place off of Rodders. You've got Walls against Cadbury here in the battle of the brands. Head up here to this right-hander, double right-handers. This last section. Is he a bit clean? Oh no, he does it again, Roller. He gets away with it. And just as I say that, he doesn't get away with it. It's that bad and big time on that chicane. So that's lost him the place. So Chuck goes through to 7th. So Rollers was always going a bit wide as he come through there in every lap, but he was managing to hold it, and that was just where he was powering through. But then he just hit the chicane, as you see, and that was that. So Rollers back to 8th. Unforgiven. Still in 9th. Not really recovered from whatever issue it was earlier. He must have, I think he had a big issue at the chicane, I think it was. Possibly, I didn't see it, but I'm guessing it's at the chicane and hasn't really recovered from there. Although he has gained a couple of places, but I think that's probably the best he's going to do. Unless some of the others up in front go off, but I think 9th might be where he's going to be at the end of this race, unfortunately for him. Molson 10th. Not really been battling with anybody other than Prime at the start, but that was more of a physical battle rather than a racing battle. But nevertheless, in 10th, Prime, as we know, in 11th. Let's go back to that Chuck Rodders battle. Well, in fact, it isn't much of a battle now, is it? Because Chuck got past him, Rodders made that mistake at the chicane, so looks like that might be settled for those positions. So up top then, Rodru. Yeah, so Rodru looks like he's got this one wrapped up then. Not going to say that with confidence with 4 minutes left of this race, but he's looking fairly comfortable out there. Can't see him making any mistakes, got no pressure. He's under no pressure, so you haven't really got to push that hard. There's the gap back to TCC. And actually Paul looks like he's closing in on TCC with his last few minutes. So now Paul, maybe he fancies 2nd place. So can he do it? Time's running out, but you never know. He's going to be chasing TCC down and hoping that he might make a mistake somewhere. Thomas trying to chase Paul down. So there's your top 4. And as I said, I fancy he's going to finish in those positions, looking at how they are at the moment. Paul, though, doing his utmost to try and catch up with TCC, which he does appear to be doing, actually. There's the gap there. I think he's going to run out of time. Because he is slowly catching him, but not enough really to get him before the end of this race, I don't think. So TCC through there, nice and clean. That's comfortable. Paul through. Molson just must have an issue. He's parked up over on the... oh no, I think he was just letting him through. So Molson then letting the guys through. Well played by Molson. Just drops off to the left-hand side of the track. Don't want to get into anybody's way. So again, not one of his best nights tonight at the moment from Olsen. He got tagged earlier on and not really recovered from that either. So Thomas 4th, Jerry 5th, some way back there. So Jerry could get himself a nice 5th place. Too Fast for Use has dropped back to 6th, even further into 6th place. So again, looks like that's them sorted in terms of positions. Up top then. It's all sort of settled now, this race. Not really that much going on in terms of battles or drama at the moment. So I think they've settled with what they've got now, the guys. As we come into, approaching the last minute of this race, so maybe one more lap. Well, it will be one more lap for sure as they head into, this will be the final lap. All TCC out of shape there, and oh, and a major disaster on TCC, and Paul goes through. So that's a, and Thomas, so Thomas gets through as well. So TCC with a, right at the last minute there, last final lap, makes a mistake at the chicane, veers off to the left, and that was the end of that. So Paul Thomas took advantage of that, gets himself up into the top 3. So back up top then, Modru, we'll stick with him now to the end. Remember, if you want to see more of these videos, just bash that like button and I'll get them done as quick as I can. With our championship races that we have, as well as the league races too. We're all covered here on the Ultimate Racing League. And on the URL Paul E72 channel as well. So Wadru then, through the final sector, through the final chicane. Congratulations to Wadru, victory in race 1 tonight. So that's Wadru, first place. Controlled it really once he was out there, so Paul's going to get a good second after that error from TCC. So second for Paul, third for Thomas. TCC rolling it over into 4th. He's going to be annoyed with himself there because he knew he could have got a lot better, but 4th is good. Jerry in 5th. Oh, and a mistake there from Too Fast right at the last. He's got no pressure though, so fortunately he's got no one up behind him, so he's going to still roll it over in 6th. So 6th for Too Fast. Chuck in 7th. Coming over now. Rodders will be following him in 8th. And it's Unforgiven in 9th. Prime in 10th. And actually Molson finished in 11th. So there's your race 1, guys. So join me for race 2 shortly, and I'll see you then.